Testing. I'd like to call the May 13th, 2024 Board of Commissioners Works Business Session to order. Tonight, the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Willard Troxel will lead us from Public Works.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Willard. Deanna, will you do the roll call, please?
Catherine Carter, President.
Here.
Becca Moody, Vice President.
Here.
Denise Hall, Commissioner.
Here.
Liz McNaney, Commissioner.
Here.
Gregory Mull, Commissioner.
Here.
Sandra Zidell, Township Manager.
Here.
Megan Weaver, Assistant Township Manager.
Here.
Lauren Gallagher, Township Solicitor.
Here.
Nicholas Cross, Township Engineer.
Here.
David Duffy, Chief of Police. And it is noted that Finance Director Nathan Crittenden and Zoning Officer Van Reeker are absent.
Thank you, Deanna. Lauren, do we have any executive sessions?
Yes, the board met in executive session earlier this evening to discuss matters of collective bargaining.
Now I'd like to turn the meeting over to Greg.
While Greg's getting organized, I could go first if you want, Craig, or you. Wait.
Yeah, well, are we?
You got it. Okay. No, you go
I
ahead.
did want to take a moment. Thank you, Fred. I did want to take a moment before we read this proclamation and bestow upon it and talk about Willard for a second. Willard has achieved a career milestone with 50 years of service with Upper Gwynedd Township Public Works. And I can't even begin to tell you, as a new commissioner, how important his historical knowledge of all things Upper Gwynedd has been. He took the time to give me a tour of the Public Works facility and show me, all of the equipment, introduce me to everybody that works there. He had a story for absolutely everything, right down to how much wood they used to burn to keep the buildings warm before we had, more contemporary HVAC. When I use the word legend, I don't use that term lightly. Willard is nothing short of a legend in Upper Gwynedd Township. And I'm glad that I got to know him and meet him and work with him. And I'm proud to congratulate you, Willard, on 50 amazing years of service. Thank you very much for your service.
Thank you, Commissioner Mull. As Willard's direct supervisor, I wanted to say a few words as well. Willard, your knowledge of the township is, I don't know how we'll ever replace it. Not that this is your retirement talk. This is your 50-year celebration. We're not forcing you to retirement, but it's a joke around in the staff meetings and around the building that I always say, we have to be able to extract everything out of Willard's head and put it on a computer, because Willard, I can say Willard, when did we last plow or pave this road? And Willard knows in his head before I can go searching through the paper files. I have many other great stories. Pretty much anytime we go out to visit a resident, the resident already knows Willard. They've already met Willard many other times beside the new manager time, which I'm 5 years into being the new manager. But that knowledge and that personal touch that you have with the residents enables them to trust us, which is really important to me. And I really appreciate those 50 years is longer than I've been alive, which Willard never pulls rank on me and says, Sandra, I know what I'm talking about. I've been doing this longer than you're alive. He dealt very well with the transition to having me as his boss. And I really do appreciate everything you've done for the township, Willard. I don't think that that personal touch will ever be easily replaced. And I know the residents really know that they can count on you. And the last thing I want to say is I've worked in many different municipalities. The one thing that I don't spend 1 second about worrying about in Upper Gwynedd is anything storm related due to Willard. Snowstorm, windstorm, rainstorm, any type of storm, our roads are safe, and Willard is out there making sure that it's done the best possible way with literally no one else in charge of that but you. So I really do appreciate that as well. That's countless. We know with Merck, we have nearly 12,000 visitors a day. Countless lives that you may not feel that you're impacting, but you are keeping all of those people safe. And that's just the people that visit us from Merck, not the other people that visit us or our 17,000 residents. So Congratulations, Willard. It's very exciting. And now President Carter has a very nice proclamation to read for you. So let's get that going.
Tonight, the proclamation commemorating and congratulating Willard Troxel for his 50 years of service to the Upper Gwynedd Township Public Works Department. Whereas Willard Troxel began his career in the Public Works Department at Upper Gwynedd Township on May 2nd, 1974. We are proud to say he is the second employee to reach the milestone of 50 years of service. And whereas 50 years ago, there were approximately 7,000 residents in Upper Gwynedd, Public Works has a staff of 4 and gas was only 39 cents a gallon. Today, there are over 17,000 residents in Upper Gwynedd. Public Works has a staff of 11 and gas is $4 a gallon. And Willard Troxel is still serving the township. And whereas Willard Troxel was promoted to the Public Works Superintendent in 1983, as superintendent, he is responsible for the entire Public Works operation, including training and evaluation of staff, planning, organizing, and supervising repair and maintenance of streets, stormwater facilities, township building and facilities, traffic lights, and right-of-ways. And whereas Willard Troxel works with all departments to promote and protect the health, safety, and general welfare of the community, Willard's wealth of knowledge about the public works and the Upper Gwynedd Township in general is astonishing, and we consider him the staff historian. And whereas Willard Troxel has been a member of the Upper Gwynedd Fire Department since 1970 and has served as a trustee, treasurer of the Fire Department Relief Association, assistant engineer, chief engineer, and deputy chief. And whereas Willard is the husband of Anita and father of daughters Janelle and Jamie, he is the grandfather of Jaron, Julian, and Maya, and a fur dad to Duncan. And whereas Willard accomplished all of the above by building strong community relationships with residents and lifelong friendships with coworkers, all while maintaining his sunny disposition. And whereas the Board of Commissioners of Upper Gwynedd Township wishes to express their thanks and gratitude to Willard Troxel and congratulate him on an outstanding career in public service and service to the community. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Upper Gwynedd Township Board of Commissioners does hereby endorse and approve this proclamation as a tribute to Willard Troxel for 50 years of service, resolved this 13th day of May, 2024. Congratulations.
I think you have to vote. Yeah, come on up, Willard.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Not Nick. Willard, do you have anything you'd like to say at the podium? You have to go to the podium so the public can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
But I would like to say it has been an absolute pleasure working here at Upper Gwynedd. And I just hope I can do a couple more years. So we'll see. Thank you very much.
Now moving on to number 6 on our agenda, announcement of the summer meetings. The summer meetings dates will be Monday, June 10th, Monday, July 15th, and Monday, August 12th. Number 7, public comments. Thank you for respecting the 5-minute rule and practicing decorum. We'd like to make a clarification about this section. The section is for residents to make public comments. It is not a question and answer section. If you have a pressing question you'd like to pose, if you notice on our registry, there's a space for your email and cell phone. If you pose a question during this section, we will write it down and we'll reach out to you as soon as possible with an answer, as we want to make sure that it is correct and complete. Let's begin the public comment section tonight with Fred Hanklin.
Fred Hinkin, 802 Clover Drive. Just had a couple questions. Is the township having a ceremony for Flag Day this year, by chance?
What day?
Are we having anything for Flag Day this year, like a ceremony or anything?
Flag Day?
Flag Day, which is June 14th?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. I'm just suggesting maybe we do something. I know outside the parkway here, we have all those flags honoring veterans and some other people. Some of them are still kicking around here. We see them all the time. I know last year they had something impromptu, but I think it'd be a nice thing for the township maybe to honor our veterans. And did I read correctly the township's expanding the park and rec survey deadline?
Are you asking if it's closed?
I thought I read somewhere where it's going to be extended, the survey deadline.
I think at the last meeting, they said it was going to be extended.
Yeah, I think it's
I think it's extended through August or something like
Yeah,
that.
that's what I thought. I
believe
was just
it's-
confirming.
I believe
so.
it's August. Yep.
Yeah.
Was that just to get more feedback, I guess? Or?
Yes.
That's
Yep.
good. Okay. Thank you.
Fred, may I ask a clarifying question? So you were saying you were interested if we did anything for Flag Day to honor the veterans. Are you saying we should do something for Flag Day in lieu of Veterans Day for the veterans?
Not at all. I'm just saying Flag Day was a proclamation that was, I guess, first introduced by Woodrow Wilson during World War I, and I think Act of Congress in 1949. Just something I know as a kid we used to do Flag Day, but I know that was a while ago. So just a suggestion, that's all. Thanks, Greg.
Thank you.
Next up, Carl Smith.
Yeah, it's Carl Smith. I am a resident. Last week, we heard from Mr. Van Rieker, the zoning officer, about the zoning hearing board hearing on the 28th. And one of the items they're going to be listening to or considering was a zoning variance for the North Penn School Bus Depot. Of course, we've expressed some concerns about that in the past. Then subsequent to that, there was an article in the newspaper saying that they've withdrawn consideration for that Church Road location. So the question is that the case? Can this board confirm that?
Yes,
Okay.
it has been withdrawn.
And do we know why, or is that something that they've disclosed as to what the reasons were?
Applicants don't have to disclose that
Understand.
to us. We just got their notice that they're going to be pulling the application.
So that won't be on the docket for the 28th then?
Correct. It will not be.
All right.
And it won't, just to further that, it won't be on the docket unless they reapplied. We would have to get an application, but
So it'd have to be a different date.
yes, yeah, it definitely won't be happening on the 28th, or at this point, I would say it's not happening because they withdrew it.
For sure it's not happening on the 28th.
For sure, it's not happening.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. That ends our public comment section. Next on the agenda, we have the finance section. Do we have a motion to approve consent items A through H?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Any public comments? Dan, would you do a roll call?
President Carter,
Aye.
Vice President Moody,
Aye.
Commissioner Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner McNaney,
Aye.
Commissioner Mull.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes unanimously. Number 9, do you have a motion to approve the proclamation for Pride Month?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Do we have any public comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Now I'd like to turn it over to Rebecca Moody, Vice President.
Thank you, President Carter. Carl mentioned this, so the only thing I had in my section was that I just wanted to note that the North Penn School District has withdrawn their zoning application for 203 Church Road and will no longer be moving forward with that application.
Thank you. Now I turn it over to Commissioner Hall.
Thank you, President Carter. I have some news to share about two of our public safety departments, the Upper Gwynedd Township Police Department and the VMSC Emergency Medical Services, or our ambulance services. Yesterday began National Police Week, which extends until May 18th, and May 15th is actually National Police Memorial Day. As we all know, our men and women in blue constantly go above and beyond to keep us safe. This involves lots of behind-the-scenes training, investigating, and reporting. They work hard to engage our community in new and innovative ways daily as they practice community policing. We are so lucky to have such a skilled and dedicated police force who constantly make us proud with their professionalism, physical stamina, and exceptional attention to detail. If you see a police officer this week, please thank them. Next week, May 19th through May 25th, is National EMS Week. This is another group of individuals in our community who go above and beyond to keep us alive. These men and women literally save lives every day. When we need them, we want them to be there within minutes. Luckily, our VMSC Emergency Medical Services can do just that. They have recently gone from a volunteer organization to a fully paid staff and are working on being able to provide their employee retirement benefits. If you'd like to be able to support them, they are in the middle of a subscription drive right now, which you should be receiving an envelope about in the mail. Your donation would also cover any deductible or copay beyond insurance coverage if you should need ambulance service this year. So please consider supporting them. And these two organizations are having two upcoming events next weekend at the VMSC headquarters, which is 175 Medical Campus Drive in Lansdale. This is right next to Lansdale Hospital. The first one is on Saturday, May 18th, and the VMSC is hosting a CPR and AED training to be used in the case of a cardiac arrest. You will be certified, and that will cost you $35. It's happening from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then the next day on Sunday, May 19th, there's another event. This is being sponsored by both the VMSC and the Upper Gwynedd Township Police Department, and it's a car seat safety event. So you can bring your child's car seat, and this is especially great for parents-to-be, new parents. They will show you how to install it, make sure everything's done safely. This is a completely free event, and it will be also from 9 to 1 p.m. Thank you, President Carter.
Thank you, Commissioner Hall. Now I'd like to turn it over to Commissioner Mall.
Thank you, President Carter. So you'll see on the Public Works, Parks and Recreation agenda, item number 10, I'm going to make a motion to approve the purchase of the Volo Playground from the General Recreation Company for the Rexdale Park in the amount of $132,815. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any board comments, questions? Any public comments or questions? Hearing none. Deanna, can you please do a roll call?
President Carter,
Aye.
Vice President Moody,
Aye.
Commissioner Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner McNaney.
Aye.
Commissioner Mall.
Aye. Thank you. Next on the agenda, every year the wastewater collections, I'm sorry? Oh, I apologize.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you, President Carter. Every year, the Wastewater Collections Department assesses the conditions of our pipes within our system and determines which are in the most need of repair. And we advertise bids, as we did this year with our 2024 stormwater program through PennBid. And the only bid we received was from Floyd G. Hirsch Incorporated in the amount of $314,280. So I'm seeking a motion to approve the bid for equipment rental with labor for stormwater projects to Floyd G. Hirsch in the amount of $314,280. Do I have a motion?
So moved. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Do you have any public comments? Motion passes unanimously. Go ahead, Glenn.
Wait, you missed all
We didn't say all in favor.
I'm sorry, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. We'll get this right, Greg.
Thank you, Madam President. I have confidence in us. The next two items, 12 and 13, are related, but they're bifurcated in different resolutions. The first is a motion to approve Resolution 17-2024 DCED grant application for the Watershed Restoration and Protection Program for Jacks Lane. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
We We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second?
Do you have any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Item number 13, I'm making a motion to approve Resolution 18-2024 DCED grant application for the flood mitigation program for Jacks Lane. Do I have a motion?
You said you were.
Okay, great. Do I have a second?
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Madam President, item number 14 requires some discussion from the Board of Commissioners. As we were deliberating last time, we realized we didn't have a majority to approve. We differed on the number of years. So with that, I would like to turn it over to you to lead the discussion on where we stand with that particular
I did well.
ordinance.
Finally got a chance to watch the meeting and I saw the conversation, and I am on the side of 5 because that's why I posed the question in the first place, because I want as long as possible for people to have to, companies or whomever, to have to repave the streets. So I side of 5 years and not 3 years.
So I think that you had 2 others that were interested in the 5-year. It was Denise and I don't remember, and Rebecca.
Yep.
Okay.
Correct.
So the majority is indicating 5 years instead of 3. So if the board would like to make a motion to authorize the advertisement, you would just have to indicate at the end of the motion to change the language to 5 years. The solicitor would then change it before it's advertised.
Is that good, Lauren?
Well, I would make a motion to authorize the advertisement of ordinance 2024-02, amending the Code of Upper Gwynedd Township at Chapter 165, quote, street excavations, end quote, at Section 31, construction standards, to add Section 1 as modified to provide for 5 years of repair versus 3 years.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Any other board comments? Any public comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
I was going to oppose.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Let the record note I was still at 3.
You're still at 3? Okay. I'm sorry. Liz?
I'm still at 3 too.
So you have 3 yays, Catherine, Denise, and Rebecca.
So we have 3 yays and 2 nays. Is that considered a nay? Because we're saying it's 5?
They're voting no on the advertisement, but the motion still passes because it's 3-2.
Okay.
It just doesn't pass unanimously.
The motion does not pass unanimously.
And last, I'm making a motion to approve the agreement with Montgomery County Recovery Officer for implementation of the Wissahickon Watershed Quality Funding Program, Upper Gwynedd. Do I have a second?
I have to apologize for the typo, which I review these agendas and I didn't notice that it said implantation. It means implementation, not implantation, although both sound good when you're talking about stream banks. So that's why, yeah.
Motion to approve as explained by Township Manager Zidell.
Apparently my typo is all through my memo as well. So sorry about that.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second?
We have a motion and a second. We have any board comments? Any public comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
This motion passes unanimously.
Thank you, Madam President. Back to you.
Now on to wastewater treatment, number 16 on the agenda. Have a motion to approve the proposal for manhole grouting by CoStar's vendor Utility Services Group in the amount of $29,295. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any board comments? You have any public comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimously. We have a motion to approve the May 2024 open invoices. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any board comments? Any public comments? Deanna, can you please complete a roll call?
President Carter,
Aye.
Vice President Moody,
Aye.
Commissioner Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner McNaney,
Aye.
Commissioner Mull.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Number 18, I have a motion to approve the May 2024 paid invoices. A motion, do we have a second?
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any board comments? Do we have any public comments? Deanna, can you please do a roll call?
President Carter,
Aye.
Vice President Moody,
Aye.
Commissioner Hall,
Aye.
Commissioner McNaney,
Aye.
Commissioner Mull.
Motion passes unanimously. I'd like to wish everyone a happy Mother's Day from yesterday. And again, congratulations to Willard. And thanks everyone for coming out tonight. This meeting stands adjourned.